Jai Shri Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita begins with the words of Dhrtarastra. Often people wonder how a scripture such as the Bhagavad Gita, a sacred scripture, can be commenced by Dhrtarastra. Who is Dhrtarastra? Dhrtarastra is the villain of the Mahabharata. He is very wicked. Many people believe that the villain of the Mahabharata is Duryodhana. It is not Duryodhana but Dhrtarastra. Duryodhana often comes in front of our eyes and stays in the foreground, but Dhrtarastra is like a grass snake, and the grass snake is very poisonous. It cannot be seen, but nothing is as dangerous as the grass snake. This is what Dhrtarastra is like. Right from the beginning, he tells Duryodhana that in all these activities you do to try and save the kingdom and to harass and give difficulties to the Pandavas, I am with you in all these activities. I accept them, and you have my permission to do them. But there will be many times when I will threaten you in the royal court. In front of Bhishma, Drona and Vidur, I will tell you off. But just forget it and understand that you have my full support in all your activities. This Dhrtarastra has told very clearly to Duryodhana. When one observes both father and son in the assembly, one has pity that Dhrtarastra is blind, disabled, old, and unable to do anything, and everyone thinks that only Duryodhana is bad. But whatever Duryodhana has done, if his axe amounts to a poisonous tree, this poisonous tree has been seeded, grown, and watered by Dhrtarastra. The Bhagavad Gita begins with his words because Dhrtarastra is blind. And it is a blind person that really needs the Bhagavad Gita. This is not bodily blindness of the eyes, but a spiritual blindness. Dhrtarastra obtained and chased after belongings, possessions, and rights through injustice and adharma, and vowed never to leave these things throughout his life. This is blindness, and it is to remove this blindness that we have the Bhagavad Gita. The meaning of Dhrtarastra in Sanskrit is Dhrutam Rashtam Yena Saha Dhrtarastra. Dhrtarastra means someone that has clung on to the kingdom of a country. Pandit Shripad Damodar Sattvakarji has said it very nicely that when one observes the Mahabharata, there are the two sides of the Pandavas and Kauravas. But when you look behind the meaning of these two sides, they are Dhritarashtra and Dhritarashtra, meaning one who has lost his kingdom, respectively. These are the two sides. So Dhritarashtra is a deputy who is sitting on a throne that he has no right to and which does not belong to him. In the Mahabharata, when Pandu was not well, and he went to the forest with his first wife Madhvi, he gave responsibility for his second wife Kunti and his 5 children to his younger brother Dhritarashtra. Yudhishthira had already been appointed as a crown prince. Pandu told Dhritarashtra that when Yudhishthira becomes of age, then he should become king, and then until then, Dhritarashtra will be the caretaker and trustee to the throne. But Dhritarashtra had only one thought in his mind throughout the life, that when Yudhishthira becomes of age, how can I give the throne to my son Duryodhana and not Yudhishthira? When trustees abuse their position and try to take things that belong to others, then you have the Mahabharata. There are many Dhritarashtras in the world. Whenever there will be Dhritarashtras, there will always be a need for the Bhagavad Gita. Jai Shri Krishna.